Protect your shoulders, increase your mind muscle connection, and we're gonna do that with the floor press. All right, guys and girls, an exercise that oftentimes is confused with powerlifters and strongmen and athletes is the floor press. But how can we take the application of that exercise and apply it into the bodybuilding world or muscle gaining world, right? And this is something that John honestly had me do on and off for over a decade. And there's a couple reasons, or really 3 reasons. The first one being it protects our shoulders, right? Because it only allows us to go down so deep to where our elbows and triceps are laying flat on the ground. So it's not putting us in that vulnerable position of a fully stretched pec. So if you have beat up shoulders and you still want to press with a bar or dumbbells, this is a great alternative for you. So that's number 1. Number 2 is going to be, it's a great exercise to really connect with your pecs. A lot of times people struggle with getting a fully shortened or fully contracted chest, and they just can't find it when they're doing full range of motion reps. Like they're thinking about stretch, 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 and when they start to press up, they lose it, and all that tension goes to their shoulders and triceps. Well, with the floor press, we're just focusing on that top half, the contraction only portion of the lift. So it allows us to work our way up in weight while simultaneously keeping that mind muscle connection. Now, and the third and final reason that honestly this is a great exercise is we can truly go to failure. So if you don't have a spotter, you just literally dump the load, right? Just throw it on the ground. Pretty simple, right? So you can go reach failure, 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 and just throw it down, meaning the weight, meaning the bar or the dumbbells. So those 3 reasons, you can take the floor press and really apply it to your next chest workout and get your chest growing like crazy. Now, I know what you'll say next. Chris, can we do it for triceps? Definitely. We just grip a little closer. So I'll step back a little bit. So if the grip on the bar is here for me for chest, for shoulders, now I know what people are gonna say, oh, let's come all the way in where the gnarling is. No, no, no. Too close, gonna bind my shoulders. For triceps, all I'm gonna do is thinking about grabbing the bar at shoulder width. So let's drop down to the ground and I'll show you some practical application of this exercise. All right, guys. So you can see how I'm just set up in the base of this power rack with the J hooks, right? So all we want to do is, if I'm going to press for chest first, the stripe of the gnarling, I'm going to put my pinky on it. I'm going to unrack the bar, take it out of the J hook. Now from here, I want to think about lock my abs in stone, drive my feet into the ground, come down, triceps, elbows on the ground, fire up. Here, control, fire up, control, fire up, control, fire up. Then we're done, rack, and you're done. So that's for chest. Now, let's say, Chris, I want to think about triceps. So if you notice there with the chest, when I came down, my elbows were out to the side, right? So roughly 3 and 9 on a clock. Now, watch what happens when I grab this for triceps. I'm going to roll the bar to the front of the J hook. I'm going to grab my index finger where the gnarling starts, because that puts me roughly at shoulder width. I'm gonna do this suicide grip. You don't have to copy me. It just feels great for me for triceps. Now, instead of taking my elbows out, I'm gonna tuck them. Here, 1, 2, up. Same premise, explode off that ground. Tuck, 1, 2, bam. Tuck, 1, 2, bam. Tuck, 1, 2, bam. So while he's in that overhead view, let me show you the chest. So go back to where pinkies are on the stripe of the gnarling, out of the rack, down, look at my elbows. In relation to the tricep press. This is for chest, here, just like that. Let's say you don't feel comfortable with a bar, or you just prefer dumbbells, right? For the ease of your elbows and wrists. No reason we can't do that with dumbbells. So let me show you. The most cumbersome part of this though, is just getting up into place. So over the years, again, John had me do these, so I kind of perfected this little sit back. So I'm gonna show you how to do it. So dumbbell, right on my quad, dumbbell, right on my quad, and then from here, it's just a kickback right into place. Now, same premise. Here, bam, here. Look at that contraction of my chest. I'm gonna get him to show you this. Stretch, now watch my pecs. Here, shorten. This is nothing but pecs. Bam, shorten. Shorten. Now, let's say, Chris, I wanna do for triceps. So what I would do, you could go fully neutral, semi-pronated, whatever. Here, tuck those elbows, round them up, triceps. Triceps. Just like a Swiss bar. Triceps. Again, I'll show you that. Look, this is triceps, this is chest, here. Bam. Just like that. And when we're done, here, sit on the ground. There you have it, guys, the floor press with dumbbells and with a barbell. So Last question I want to cover here, sets, reps, where to place it, and how to use intensity. So I really like this no sooner than second in rotation. So you can use this as a explosive exercise where you're doing sets of 6 to 8 after you do your machine press or heavy dumbbell press. And then I would come to you here and really overload the weight if you're trying to get strong at it. Now, on the flip side of that, if you're using it to connect with your chest, I wouldn't focus on being hyper explosive and really building a ton of weight in this exercise. I would use it connecting to your chest. And in that case, for you, that individual who needs the mind-muscle connection, I'd actually put it toward the end of the workout when you've already done all your heavy stuff so you can really connect and focus on the exercise when your chest is pre-exhausted. So either the second or third in rotation or the very last, depending upon what group you fall into. If you want to really view it to pack on a ton of tissue, place it second in rotation, make that shit heavy as possible, 6 to 8 rep range. I don't like any more than 8 because with that pause, the time under tension starts to get way too high and you lose that explosive power and the drive you get off of the ground. So 6 to 8 reps, you can even honestly take it as low as 5 if you really control those negatives. Because if anything less than 5, I would say in my mind is way too little time under tension if you're trying to grow muscle tissue. So again, second or third in rotation or last. And then in terms of intensity, you could do this just literally straight sets. You could do 5 sets of 5 with it. You could do a rest pause with it, or you could do a drop set. Meaning, let's say I worked up to, I think one time John and I did this at American Barbell, worked up to 3 plates, failure, strip to plate, go to 2, failure, strip to plate, failure. So a little triple drop, and that was killer. We did that second in rotation after we did the prime chest press, which blew my upper chest up, and then we went right over to the floor press and did our triple drop set as our sole work set there. So a bunch of things we can do here, guys. Take this floor press, put it in your next chest training workout, and I promise you will love this exercise. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, Chris on the CV.